Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about my portfolio, how I'm setting things up for the next very bullish cycle. I think 2024, 2025, things are going to be great. A lot of money is going to come into the space. We're going to get spot ETFs approved, institutional money coming into the space, validating this asset class, and things are only going to go get higher. And so as a result, I just diversified my portfolio a little bit. Some things that I've talked about previously on this channel are not in the portfolio, and then there's others that I'm keeping an eye on. But today I'm going to go over how I'm setting up my portfolio and things that I'm very bullish on. So guys, if you're interested, please follow and hit that like, smash that like button. Definitely help my channel grow. And if you want to see more of my content, subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get into it. So before I get into the portfolio, I want to talk about real quickly why I got into crypto. And the main thing is just the purchasing power of the dollar. Here in the US, just over time, things that I used to buy for a certain amount of money, over time I'm getting less of it and I'm spending more for it. Housing's more expensive. Things as small as going to Happy Meals or buying Happy Meals for your kids, what they used to cost 2 years ago versus what they cost now is ridiculous. Everything is so much more expensive. But yet I'm getting told that inflation is coming down. Everyday life, I don't see it. The only thing that I see coming down is gas prices. Everything else is so much more expensive. Yet the wages not keeping up with inflation. So I had to figure out a way, I've always been in the stocks. Had to figure out a way as to why, this is happening and how I could preserve my wealth. Started learning about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is pretty much what got me into the crypto space. But I want to show you this graphic here of the purchasing power of the US dollar, which is the world's reserve currency. Although some countries are thinking of getting off of it, right now it still stands as the reserve currency. And you just look over time, right? Fed is created, and then you see those pink bars basically are recession periods in the US history. And you just look over time. Look at this. 1933, 1953, 1962. Just recessions, and followed by those recessions, we see the diminishing power of your purchase. And that is what I had to basically say. I had to find another way. And definitely that leads me into number 3. So what's happening right now? Why am I so bullish? And why do I think 2024 will be special? Why I think 2025 will be even better? Wall Street is buying these assets. Things that were used to be called, funny money, internet money, nerds on the internet playing with stuff and whatever. They got lucky. Ponzi schemes, some of the things that are used to describe the crypto space is changing, right? We got the spot ETF coming, and look, Wall Street is buying. They're paying attention, and Wall Street is investing. So if we look at according to this coin shares, we see Bitcoin inflows. It's just weekly now. Weekly inflows to BTC, $311 million. Ethereum, 33 million. Solana, 3.5 million. And then you see Cardano, 600,000 into Cardano. And then other assets are minus 2.2. So right now, what they're focusing on as far as institutional money is Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, and Cardano. Very interesting. So that leads me into the king, right? This is what got me into the space. It's basically spearheading my crypto portfolio. Whatever gains I make, for the most part, I take some and then I put it back into Bitcoin because I want to accumulate more of it. There's not enough to go around. It's the strongest asset I think that's right now on the planet. And it's not only in the US, it's worldwide. And it was put in place to get out of the system and to preserve your wealth. So Bitcoin is king to me when it comes to crypto. And that is number 1 in my crypto portfolio. Also, we talked about the spot ETFs, but what else? What else is going to be a tailwind for this crypto space? And that is the Bitcoin halving, and that's projected to take place in April. We are like 5 months away from that right now, right? That's my math, yeah. 5 months away from that. And right leading into it, and after that, hold on, guys. That's why you want to prepare yourselves right now, get into the assets, build some big positions in it, and hold on and watch those gains come. That's what I truly believe is going to happen. But I think Bitcoin, the halving, is going to be great. And I'm not the only one who feels that the asset, as far as Bitcoin goes, will rise. Look at, Kathy Wood, big investor, portfolio manager for ARK Invest. Last bull cycle, she did wonders with her Tesla investment and got a lot of her clients, made them very wealthy. although she's taking some hits, but she still believes that Bitcoin is one will rise to the top. According to her, she thinks Bitcoin will hit over $1 million come 2030. That is the cycle after this one. Over $1 million per Bitcoin for something right now that's currently at $37,000, $38,000. Guys, I'm trying to tell you, it's a special time to be alive right now. And right now, you're early before all the FOMO and all the retail investors come in. You're looking at channels like mine, other channels, learning about the crypto space. You're setting yourself up, you and your family, generations to come, greatly. So she thinks it will hit 1.4 million by 2030. She's not the only one. Then you have American or Standard Chartered Bank. They also think that Bitcoin will hit 100,000 before the end of 2024, which is right after the halving. All these things we just talked about. Very, very bullish for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, you already know about it. It's nothing. If you're in the space, you already know the deal. Next, you already know about this one as well. I think ETH is number 2, second biggest crypto by market cap. Biggest L1 right now, smart contracts out there, although there's some at the heels of it, but right now it's the biggest. It runs DeFi, all major NFTs, everything runs on ETH, right? So ETH is the big dog, and it's safe in my opinion, although there's others that are faster, can scale better, and cheaper fees and all of that. But right now it has so much of a market space, I don't think ETH's going to go anywhere. And the reason I say that, look at this, spot ETF applications for ETH as well. So it's not only Bitcoin, but institutions are betting on ETH as well. Right now, there are 7 pending applications. So after Bitcoin spot ETF, they believe will be approved. Economists are saying 99.1% it will be approved. Once that happens, number 2 will be ETH. And I think it's going to do wonders for the price of ETH. And not only that, you have the bull cycle coming. It runs DeFi. A lot of things run on DeFi. A lot of things run on ETH. So it's going to be heavy traffic. The fees, unfortunately, will be high, but it will also lead to burning. So if you have spot ETFs where these asset companies have to have and hold the asset, which is ETH, then you have the burning, all the traffic. What do you think is going to happen with the price of ETH? ETH is going to be on fire too, comes bull cycle. So I'm making sure that I have a nice position in ETH. Next, if you watch my channel, you know that I think this is the ETH killer. I still think it is. And that's Solana. And I just showed you with institutional money that people are investing in Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, and then ADA as well. But Solana for the year, they've been outpacing as far as money's coming in, inflows, more than ETH. So people believe in ETH. Even, a couple of weeks ago, Kathy Wood, who we just talked about, was interviewed and she said she likes Solana because it is faster and cheaper than ETH. That's it, right? But if we look at the activity, the Solana's been on a rip lately. Not too long ago, it was $20. Now it's at $60. So it did pump, and I think it's going to pump even further. But look at the activity. Daily active addresses on Solana outpace ETH, according to Artemis. So Solana's at 380 versus ETH 337,000. And Avalanche, which we'll talk about a little later, is 40,000. And then you have Phantom at 28. So daily active addresses, blowing it out the park. Daily transactions obviously go hand in hand, right? Solana 20 million, ETH 1.1 million. So let's look at that again. Daily transactions, L1s, Solana 20 million versus ETH 1.1 million. Holding a nice position in Solana. And that's not it. Coinbase also added perpetual future trading for AVAX and Sol. So Sol, I'm a big believer in it, hold a good position in it, and I'm going to keep accumulating as well. And this is the perfect segue into my next project, which would be Avalanche. Avalanche is another L1. Now, before I get into the good stuff with L1s and Avalanche, I'm going to tell you what my reservation was with it. And that was because of the tokenomics. Just the inflation portion of Avalanche. But I'm willing to put that aside because I see all the good things that they're doing right now. And I think they're setting themselves up, especially for DeFi and most importantly, gaming. I think gaming is going to be a big impact in the space. And I want to be involved in projects and have some positions in projects that are in gaming because I think you need that killer that killer game that brings users into your platform, using your platform, spending money on your platform. That's how I think the price can appreciate. And Avalanche has, as far as gaming and DeFi goes, they have all of those. And it also has some partnerships recently, partnership with Citi and JP Morgan, using one of their subnets for one of their Project Guardian initiatives. And that's big. We know JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon been talking a lot of crap on crypto. So they have some big partnerships, also partnerships with Amazon, Google. So Avalanche is doing big things. And also, I talked about gaming. I saw this, looked at the Discord, Domi Online. It's pretty cool. The graphics are nice on this one. They have another game here called, if you go on to Avalanche Gaming on Twitter, or X rather, you'll be able to take a look at all the games, breeze through them, live action gameplay, and they look pretty good. I don't know if they're AAA games. They're probably working towards that, but I like that they're working on gaming. And they also have all the other things we just talked about. But to have that extra niche of gaming is very, very big. I like Avalanche. They haven't run as much as Solana, so it's good as far as price appreciation. Can still build your bags, but Avalanche is a good one for me. Now, we talked about DeFi, and look at this. The ones we just talked about as far as ETH, Solana, Avalanche, they're all top 10 as far as total value lock goes. So they're a powered DeFi. A lot of people are using it for that. And that's what you want. You want the traction. You want people coming onto the chain, not a ghost chain. Things are only going to get higher as more money comes into the space. So next, you look at that under 10, but you see Cardano sits at number 12 with total value locked. Cardano, if you look at this channel, you know that I like them as well. They have over 260 million locked. Now, 2 years ago, that was not the case. I remember days where Cardano was sitting at 40 million, 50 million TVL. Since that time, since the bear market, a lot of things have changed. They've introduced a stable coin into their DeFi. They have growing ecosystem there. Cardano is doing big things. And then not only that, I like the staking. These projects, they also have a lot of things in common. And staking is another one. They have a strong community. A lot of people are just staking their tokens, taken out of circulation. That's only going to help price appreciation. ETH's number 1, Solana number 2, Cardano, and then look at that, Avalanche number 5. So these are not projects that, I think people are just whales are just pump and dump and all of that. A lot of it's out of circulation. People believe in these projects. They're just staking and accumulating more. And these are things that I like as far as building positions and staying in the crypto space. So Cardano is basically a dedicated, passionate leader. We know Charles Hoskinson. If you were in this space, you've seen him on his many, many interviews. He got into a beef recently with Bitcoin holders versus security and ADA and all of that. Strong community we just talked about. Growing DeFi, back when it hit its all-time high last bull cycle, $3, it didn't have the DeFi that it has now. Just imagine. Top 3 GitHub developer commits. You have Polkadot, Kusama, and then it's followed by Cardano. So developers are on there. They're building the chain. They're just, right now, a lot of things are quiet and slow, but best believe that they are building. NFT marketplace, they have a growing NFT system as well. I talked about Clay Nation, which is one of the big ones on Cardano, having a bridge over to Sandbox, which is going to be another metaverse play. And if metaverse blows up, then you add that. Just things are very, very, very promising. Also, we talked about the future trading for Coinbase. Metaverse, they have a cornucopia project, which is pretty promising as well. And then lastly, which I'm most hyped about, is the Hydra upgrade, which is going to help the scalability and the speed. It's going to be great if they pull that through. And then Midnight. The Midnight sidechain is also big. I don't know, a lot of people aren't talking about it, but a lot of institutional people that are coming in, wealthy people that are coming in, sometimes they don't want their stuff all available on the blockchain for you to track them. If they add a privacy component where things like that can be kind of omitted from the public, that'll be big. I think that'll add more popularity, more traffic to the chain. So watch out for Cardano. Next one is Chainlink. Chainlink, biggest oracle out there, has been out for 7 years. Every chain uses it as far as gathering data for DeFi. And they also introduced this year CCIP, allowing interoperability between chains, sharing data, which is very, very big. They have partnerships with SWIFT, the international payment system. They also have a recent basically partnership, and it's a case study really, with an Aussie bank that holds over $600 billion basically. And this project basically are using CCIP for stable coins so that they can be transferred to purchase real world assets, which is big. If someone that big is thinking about getting into crypto and using stable coins, and they want to use Chainlink, they basically trust their numbers, what they're giving, and they want to trust their clients' money into that type of oracle. That says something. So Chainlink is very trusted, not only now we have outside world with the bank, but also within blockchain and crypto. So Chainlink is huge. Next up, we have a new player that's been ripping. I would say this third quarter, fourth quarter, is Injective. Injective is a DeFi protocol out of Cosmos using their SDK, and it's been ripping. It's 65 in total value lock, so it still has some room to grow if you're in the DeFi space. With 14 million in total TVL, it's 42 on CoinMarketCap with a 1.5 billion market cap. So over $1 billion is pretty big, but does it have room to grow? And so when I think about that, I look at, well, what are its competitors? Competitors, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, right? These guys are way over $1 billion market cap. So if this thing takes on, I think it can pump as well. And I've been on the system. It's kind of complicated, but it's pretty, as far as the layout goes and new people coming into the space, I think they'll catch on. What I really think separates it from the rest are just no gas fees if you're using the DeFi. If you're using the Injective on the space, you're not going over to Uniswap or PancakeSwap or anything like that. You're not paying the high ETH fees on Injective. Almost zero to little fees. So you think about that. A DEX where you can use and you're not paying heavy fees on it. If things are ripping, it's a very heavy traffic come the next bull cycle, and you're trying to cut fees, trying to cut costs, get more profit. Injective, I think, stands and separates itself from other DEXs with that alone. So watch out for Injective. It's been ripping, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. Next, we have C. C is one that I've been talking about recently and had a big airdrop, and there was an issue with the airdrop as far as, deployment, and it had some bad press. But since then, some positive news have come out. It's another L1, claims to be very, very fast. It has a strong social media following. Could be because of the airdrops, but still there. It has staking. They have some backing. Circle recently introduced USDC on C, right? And then you have Circle Investments, Circle Ventures. They also invested into C. So you have big investors into the space. USDC deploying on C, and they don't deploy on every L1, just to be sure, just so you know that. They see something in this project that probably no one else sees yet. Also, they have a C V2 upgrade, and that should be deploying first quarter of 2024, and that will allow for EVM compatibility, which is very, very huge for developers that want to switch over to C from Ethereum. So that's good too. Right now, the price is under 30 cents. This is a project, and if you look at the market cap, it's pretty low as well. I want to say the market cap is around 400 million, something under 500 million. And if you look at that, with all the things coming in, the investors coming in, just the continued development of the ecosystem, I think that there's gains to be made with C. One of the things that I'm investing in right now. Very, very positive project. Next, we have Pith. Pith, I looked at this and I was like, well, it's Chainlink. There's no other Oracle, right? Well, why are other people talking about Pith? So when I did some research into this project, I was blown away. Obviously, there are things that I don't like, but I like more things than I don't. And I'm going to make another video on Pith rather. So it's same space as Chainlink. Has partnerships with a lot of blockchains, believe it or not. Eighth Soul, Near, and C that we just talked about, and growing. So over 40 plus blockchains. And this is the thing. If I leave you anything with this video, if you don't know about Pith and you think Chainlink is the king daddy, look at this. 380 plus data fees versus Chainlink 4. Pith came out in 2021. Chainlink's been around for 7 years. Let me say that to you again. 380 data fees versus 4. Also, it's available on 40 blockchain versus Link 15. Come on, guys. 2021 versus whatever, 7 plus years, and it's already got this much traction. Right now, Pith, you can't get it on Coinbase or anything like that, but if you have a Solana wallet, you can get onto Jupiter and use that DEX in order to get some Pith. But right now, guys, I think this is a sleeping giant. When things hit the market and things are pretty, things are blowing, I think that Pith is going to make a lot of gains. It's going to make a lot of people wealthy. So yes, I hold Pith, and I'm going to be accumulating a lot more. Next up, we have Beam. Beam is on the Cosmos ecosystem. And this is one that I'm not sure if a lot of people heard about, but I've always talked about some of the themes that I think will drive the crypto space and make some projects very, very successful, outshine others, will be gaming, DeFi, and AI. And Beam right now is one. If you have a chance, go take a look and see what they're doing. I didn't do a deep dive on their video for them yet, but I will shortly. They have tons of gamings out there and good looking games. And, you know, if you have a gaming platform or people are coming in, they're playing it, spending hours, they're buying things, you know, you can own skins, own weapons, whatever victories you have, and there's a picture of it, you can own that, turn that into an NFT, it's all ownership. That is huge. Just remember Axie Infinity, last bull cycle, how that worked. This chain right here is all about gaming. And some of the games that I've seen and actually walked through and played a little bit are awesome. Awesome. Beam, take a look at it. I think Beam right now at this price, it's worth throwing a dart. You know, just continue to follow it. Hopefully it grows and developers come out and just come out with good games and actually come out with that promise. And if these games really launch and they're as good as I think they're going to be, Beam could be a gem for sure. Now, the last two I'm going to leave you with, I'm going to throw out this disclaimer. I'm going to talk about memes. These are only 5% maybe of my portfolio, real low. And I treat this as this is money that I will lose. But if it turns into something, it could be very, very special. So it's a lottery ticket. I'm not telling you to invest in memes. Just I think in my portfolio, I want some exposure to memes because just like last bull cycle, we saw Dogecoin and Dogecoin Millionaire and all of that. It can possibly happen. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's all good. But these are the two that I'm thinking about. Cap of Bonks, even less than that, 200 million. So these two compared to the memes of last, where you have Doge, I think it's over 11 billion or something ridiculous like that. And then you have Sheed that's over 4 billion. They have room to grow. These two, I think, have very, very strong opportunities to turn people or make people wealthy. I don't want to say millionaires, but make people wealthy with just a small investment. So, guys, that is my crypto portfolio. And there are some that I'm still keeping an eye on. Kujira, I talked about. I'm still looking at that one. Phantom is one that I liked. I had big positions at Phantom, but I have some concerns with it. But overall, I think it's going to be a very exciting time. 2024, 2025. If you've been patient, believed in your projects, and just been accumulating, you will make life-changing wealth in the next 2 years. So guys, hold on. It's going to be special. Thank you for spending your Saturday with me. Until next time, talk to you later.